In the previous example, we were able to keep track of two different counters using state as an object. And to update the counters, we have to create additional switch cases in the reducer method. But if we have two counters with the same state transition, there is more simpler approach to do that. So quickly create a new component called myCounter3. Right within the useReducer's practice, open up myCounter1. Let's highlight and copy all the code, and then paste it here. We just have to change the component name to myCounter3. Save, open up the app component, and let's have it rendered. Highlight this, place a comment on it, and then come to the top. We have to import myCounter3 from component / useReducer's practice / myCounter3. Let's render it over here. Save. On the browser, boom. The application is fine. Now we have a simple counter application. Head on to counter 3. So the next in line is to add another state counter with exactly the same transaction, which is increment, decrement, and reset functionality. If that is the case, what we are going to do is to create additional useReducer. So here, we are going to have const, and I'm going to call this guy count2, comma, and I'm going to call this guy dispatch2. And then we invoke the useReducer. And for sure, the useReducer takes in the reducer method as its first argument, and then the initial state as its second argument. So right within the div, we have to dispatch this guy. So let's do that quickly. Highlight from lines 23 to 26. Copy, come here. We are going to make another div and then paste it within this div. So this is going to be dispatch2. Like this. And here we are going to show count2, which is this guy over here that is used to hold the state. Okay, let's make it readable a little bit. I'm going to do just like this. When you save and head onto the browser, can you see? We have the first counter and then the second counter. Let's give it a try. Increment, decrement, reset. Increment, decrement, reset. Can you see? Everything is working perfectly fine as expected. Alright, so when working with different state variable that has exactly the same state transaction, I highly suggest you use the multiple reducer approach. And this will help avoid complexity of merging the state if it were to be an object, and also to prevent us from duplicating code in the reducer function. I understand that this lecture is quite tricky, but I highly suggest you play the video over and over again to get it stick to your memory. This is all for now, and in the next lecture, we are going to learn how to manage global state with useReducer and useContext. See you in the next lecture. Stay focused and do take care.